If f of x equals 3 sine x plus 3x to the x, find the derivative at 3. All right, at first glance, we see that there is an x in an exponent, and so that might make us think we want to take the natural log of both sides, but we don't want to do that. I'm actually going to do it to show you why we don't want to do it. So if we had the ln of f of x, when you take the log, it has to be the whole side together. So this is ln of 3 sine x plus 3x to the x. Now, we don't have a rule to be able to split up a sum that's inside of a log. We have a rule if it's a product, a quotient, or raised to a power, but we can't split up a sum, and that's why we don't want to take the log of both sides, because then I don't have a way to break it down further. So instead of doing that, I'm just going to go ahead and take the derivative of both sides. And the derivative of 3 sine x is 3 cosine x. And then I'm going to add to that the derivative of 3x to the x. Now, I can't do that one without taking the log of both sides, so I'm going to go off on my scratch paper and find the derivative of 3x to the x, and then I'll put it in right here. So I'm going to start with y equals 3x to the x, and I am going to take the log of both sides because that's how I'm going to be able to get that x out in front. But I can't move the x out in front right now because it's not on the 3. And so the x cannot come out in front, but I can use the log property that will let me break up this product. So it is the natural log of 3 plus the natural log of x, now raised to the x. That's the only thing that has the exponent, so I can move it out in front right there. Now I'm ready to take the derivative of both sides here. ln y's derivative is 1 over y times the derivative of y. The derivative of ln 3 is just 0 because ln 3 is just a constant. The next one I have a product, so I need a product rule. First times the derivative of the second. The derivative of ln x is 1 over x plus the second, which is ln x, times the derivative of the first, and the derivative of x is 1. So this is my derivative. A couple things I can do to it. First of all, this is just going to be a 1, and then I need to multiply both sides by y, but I want that y to be in terms of x, so it's 3x to the x. All right, so that is what I need to put up here after the plus sign. I needed the derivative of that next term, and I've got it here. I'm going to put the 3x to the x out in front, and then it's going to be 1 plus the natural log of x. So there is my derivative, but now I wanted to evaluate that derivative at 3. So I have f prime of 3. That's going to be 3 cosine of 3 plus 3 times 3 to the 3 times 1 plus the natural log of 3. All right, so I will put that in the calculator, and then I will do an approximate. Now, one reminder, when you use your calculator, and we've done derivatives with trig functions, your calculator better be in radians because the derivatives don't hold when you're in degrees. So make sure you're in radians when you use the calculator. And it looks like I get 167.0176. That's rounded to 4 decimal places.